Radical.
Welcome to Flea Market Stories, documenting one man's journey into the world of flea marketing. This is the second part of that Saturday. I call it the Stellar Saturday. This is the best sales Saturday I've ever had. The second best sales day I've ever had. The best sales day was actually the previous Sunday. So I think things are going to be heating up. Within minutes, the first thing I sold was some things I was given that were going to be thrown away, which was a football helmet and some pads, some shoulder pads. And I really didn't know what to sell those for, so I said to the guy and his son, make me an offer. They said $10, twice as much as I thought I was get, so there you go. Now before that, I forgot something. Before that, I went to the office and I went to pay for the next week, but I inquired about having a permanent spot. I just decided I'm going to have a permanent spot. That's going to be my spot. I'm there all the time, so maybe I'll save some money. It is $120. I've done it up for that spot each weekend. So it's $120 a month, 4 weeks. Actually, 4 weeks, 28. So you actually wind up paying a little bit more. Now you can have it by the month. You can have it by the month for $100, which is a good deal. And I'm not sure if that includes actual storage behind me. I don't think it does. Maybe that's an extra fee to actually have a storage area where you can keep things. And I have a lot of stuff, but I'm not really going to opt for that. I'm just fine with the spot. But if it comes with storage, that's really amazing. So I got a form to fill out, and I have to fill that out, and I give that to them with $100 Saturday. Now, going into some of the sales, I sold an Xbox controller, which was a PowerA wired. Problem is, and I don't understand this, the wired controller plugs in and is recognized by the Xbox One S, the Xbox Series S, but not the One S. Explain that to me. Why would the wire be recognized and picked up by the Series S, but not the One S? So I told them I can't sell this because I have to fund a new wire. They came back and actually bought the controller without the wire, and I gave it to them for $10. I didn't want to let it go. I mean, I have a lot of those wires, but whatever wires I had just didn't really work with that. But again, weirdly, it seems to work with I have another controller that works fine and perfect with the Series S. I don't understand it. They also bought a keyboard that I had a couple weeks prior out. It was a Royal Kludge gaming keyboard. The key to selling a gaming keyboard, especially if it lights up, is plugging it into a console or a USB port so people can see it going through the lights. I sold that. It was actually a combo sale to the same person. I did want 40, but I told them because they got the controller, without the cord, I gave them that for 30. To the left of me, there was a female who I thought at first was alone. I didn't see any male with her. She was a fine light-skinned black girl, just so fine. Quite slim, almost looked like a model. Maybe not quite that good looking, but almost like a model. And I was talking with her, and I thought she was, single. I didn't really see any wedding ring, right? And I was talking with her, and I asked her like, "Oh, do you usually come here and sell alone?" Which was, I could say like, "Well, I used to have a buddy out here I would come sell with, but I sell alone." And that's an easy way for me to find out like if she's married. And she actually said yes. Usually sells alone, but usually on the other end of the flea market. So I'm thinking, okay. And as I'm talking to her, I notice she's looking at me. We got that, But the weird thing was like, a couple minutes later, I see this guy coming out of the vehicle. I didn't even notice him. I mean, he's kind of a shorter fellow, so maybe that's why I didn't see him. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, okay, I see why she was flirting with me. I mean, he wasn't necessarily bad looking, but there was a clear difference in the attractive levels. I'm thinking, well, maybe he has a good job, or maybe he has a great personality. Yeah. But there's a clear difference in the attractiveness levels. and that's why she was talking with me a certain way, and not really flirting with me, but very receptive to the things I was saying to her. Of course, I stopped flirting with her once I saw the guy. Yeah, yeah. But he didn't. I don't think he saw me flirting with her, or maybe he did. I'm not sure. Like I say, just kind of like he appeared like out of nowhere, right? Later on, I made that better, and I will go into talking about my balls in a little bit. Solo. Uh, it says solo. Why did I write? Oh, sold. I sold another Xbox. So this was back-to-back weeks I sold an Xbox 360. Outdated console, right? But still, I'm able to make the sales. I think this is one of the people that was with the other group that bought an Xbox 360. The other person bought a 360, and they were enjoying it, having fun. So I think this person came and got a 360 also. I believe they bought GTA 5 with it, I want to say. It was one of the Grand Theft Auto games. And by the way, on this day, I sold out of my Grand Theft Auto games, which is normally what happens. I mean, like all of them, all the ones I had. Yeah, so I sold that, and that got me to almost $200. Eventually, I eked out a sale that got me exactly to $200. Now get this. This is funny, right? So I had the same people that was going to throw away the balls in the trash. They were like old and messed up balls, like they didn't look that great. Some of them were deflated. They didn't have that same bounce anymore, right? One of them bounced. So what happened is one of the kids that normally comes by that plays on the consoles, he and his sister, who's regulars there, she bought the ball for him, and it was like $1 on the dollar table. So I give the Adidas ball. This other guy, the husband or boyfriend of the girl that I was flirting with, which I don't think that he saw, but he kind of looked at me in a way. They're like, hey, this guy right here, gotta be careful about this guy. Well, I actually walked to him and I said, like, I saw you, like, he was checking this out earlier. Would you like this ball? We just like it, I mean, I was giving it for free, and he was like, yeah, hell yeah, I'll take that ball, right? So I'm thinking, okay, so making things a little better. And it was an Adidas ball, I believe. Now, his ball had some bounce. This other one, I thought that this person knew that the ball didn't bounce. It was out of air. They would need air to, prop up the balls and everything. The girl brings back the ball and said, like, her brother said, like, do you have one that bounces? So this is awkward because I gave the ball to the other person. So then I go over there and I said, like, hey, could you take this ball instead of the other ball? And then they go to find the ball and take it away, and then she has $1, right? And I'm thinking, like, oh crap. She's trying to offer that dollar to these people who I gave the ball to. This is quite awkward. I'm trying to like talk so they don't mention like, oh, he just gave the ball to us for $1. And then she would say like, you're giving balls away? You're giving balls away. Why did you charge us? So she handed the dollar to them. Then she walked off, and they handed the dollar to me. So that was the funny situation with the balls. Oi!